Hey guys, Ty Lord here with a pickups video. Have some video game related stuff and some movies. I watched a couple movies this week that I'm going to discuss. And and so we'll get to those after I get to the video game stuff. So I'm really happy about these acquisitions here. A kid at my work, he's kind of a buddy of mine. We always talk about video games at work. We've done little trades before, and I've given him some retro stuff. He's a younger guy, but he's into retro, so I'm always happy giving him stuff like retro-related stuff. Anyway, he's moving out, getting married, and getting a place with his gal, and he's trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff. He had a couple of things here. He said he would give them to me. He said he got, I don't know how he got them. He said he got them for $20. So I just gave him $20 for him. He said I could have them, but he gave them to me. I think he does streaming on Twitch too. I'll try to figure out what that is next time I make a video. He's all into video games. It's cool to have a kid at work that we can talk about video games. He's into retro games. He plays all the new games too. I think he's a PC gamer. Anyway, he gave me these two Jailbroke and PS3s here, the slim ones. See, this one's got the Dragon Ball Z stickers on there. He says, oh, I didn't put them there. They were already there, but I know he put them there because he's always talking about Dragon Ball Z. Most kids, like 20 to 30, they're obsessed with Dragon Ball Z. And I never got into that. And I'm not about to start because like the back catalog on that, it would take forever. Anyway, two of these Jailbroke, and each one has a few different programs on it. And they have a few games on there, some PS3 games. He said it was kind of tough to download the games and put them in the correct folder or whatever, because I guess when he messed with these, he didn't have a PC. But I think it's easier to put the stuff from PC onto a USB and then put it in here, and you can install it. I got to figure it out. I was kind of confused with all these programs. There's like Webman and Multiman or whatever it is. There's a bunch of programs. Like you have to go into this operating system and then pick the game you want. Then it'll go back to the PlayStation menu. Then it shows it as the disc, as if there's a disc in the player. And then you choose that game and you play it. So I'm thinking I can add games to this. Not that I don't already have a big PS3 collection, but kind of cool to have these. I'll probably keep one and save a home for the other one. One of them has what is it, 9SX or 9 X or whatever it is, that Super Nintendo emulator with every single Super Nintendo game on there. So, and I can't get it to work, so I'm either gonna get an updated version of that or get a different emulator. But I'm definitely gonna save all those games. I don't have all those games in one spot, so it'll be nice just to have. I'll put them all on a flash drive or something, all those games, even if I can't get them to work. And I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing with PS3 or with PS2, excuse me, PS2 and PS1 ISOs. I can probably put those on there to play PS1 and 2 games. Looks like you can do all kinds of stuff. I saw you had a bunch of Call of Duties and Modern Warfares or Battlefield games, which I'm not really into. He had a bunch of those on the hard drive. But I did start playing Grand Theft Auto 5 for the first time. And man, that game is something else. That's a pretty incredible game. I played it for maybe a half hour, but it was just like the opening scene in the first level was unlike anything I've ever played in a game. Like it's gone a long way from those old PS2 GTAs, but it still kind of has the same feel. But man, it's so realistic and such good acting and cinematography. It's like you wouldn't expect a game that looks that good and is that detailed to be a big open world thing that runs smooth. And this is just a PS3. I know that it's been redone on PS4 and PS5 again, but I'm just playing this original PS3 version. It looks fantastic. And the controls are good. It's almost like playing like Gears of War. You can jump into the car. The driving, it looks like it's supposed to be like California. Man, it's freaking incredible, that game. Like you're trying to get away from the cops at the beginning, like you steal these sports cars. I ended up like your two buddies, and the one guy goes off, and I lost him, and I ended up getting lost, and I went up through like all this like rich areas like Beverly Hills or something, and I was all these windy roads, and I got lost in there, but I ended up getting back up on a freeway. That it was so intricate, almost realistic, so realistic, this game. I know I'm behind the times. I'm sure there's way better games than that now, but this just freaking blew me away, that Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay. Sorry, I went off on Grand Theft Auto 5, but that was the game I was playing, testing it out on. He gave me this cool controller. It's like some cheapo made in China controller, but it actually feels nice and sturdy. And I was playing the games. It plays pretty good. It's wireless, so it's nice to have another controller. My wife and I can play 2 players, and I think I do have 2 other controllers, but one of them's out in the garage. Wife and I were thinking about getting back into that Star Wars 2-player game. It's kind of like Resident Evil 5, but it's Star Trek. Get that Star Trek game where you be Kirk and Spock. It's kind of like Resident Evil 5, but it's Star Trek. We were thinking about getting back into that. I'm just gonna leave these here on my lap for now, and then I'll go into the movies. So watched a couple movies this week. This one I got from the MVD website. I ordered it on the Black Friday sale, but I didn't get around to watching it right now. LA Wars. And I heard about that one from Vampire Mike over at Sega CD Universe. Did a review on it. It sounded fantastic the way he described it. Kind of a low budget 90s action movie. A lot of martial arts and shooting and stuff blowing up, pretty women wearing nothing, hunky hot male lead. This guy Vince Murdaco, I guess he was a kickboxer. I've seen him in all kinds of movies, like Kickboxer 2, To Be the Best. He's in a bunch of Don the Dragon Wilson movies. He's always doing karate. He has a really good build. Kind of looks like the action movie equivalent to like Lex Luger or something. But he's the main guy in this. And it's like a gang war movie set in LA. It's so freaking wonderfully cliche, like, but really kind of well done. Really low budget, but man, it's a fun movie. Well done. So it's typical cliche. Takes itself seriously, but it has all kinds of one-liner. You can enjoy this for what it is. It has all kinds of jokes, all kinds of violence. Vince Murdaco here is an ex-cop that got booted off the force for killing a child rapist. He lost his badge for killing the guy with his bare hands, and the police chief doesn't like him, so anyway, it's these 2 gangs are at war. There's a Latino gang, and it's led by I can't think of that actor's name. He was in a few Andy Sedaris movies. His name's like Ricardo Obregon or something. He's the Latin gang leader, and then the Italian gang leader his name is Giovanni. I forget the actor's name. He's pretty good. This old Italian guy, typical like cliche Italian gangster, has a mansion. He runs the place. And he has a beautiful young daughter who's kind of naive. She doesn't know that he's a gangster. She's a rich girl. She's been off of college. Here she is, a really pretty girl. The other guys, they're putting hits out on each other. They're taking out each other's gang members. The one gang member tries to kidnap Giovanni's girlfriend, but Vince Murdaco happens to be there. His name is this character. I'll just keep calling by his character's name is Jake Quinn. So Quinn happens to be there when they try to kidnap her, and he karate kicks the crap out of him, blows him away in the street with his revolver. I don't want to give this whole movie away. Anyway, he gets in with Giovanni and becomes her bodyguard, and she falls in love with him. Giovanni's top guy, his name is Vinny, and he's like his top hitman. He's good with a gun, and he's a real weasel, and he's always trying to get at Giovanni's daughter. And he's kind of like his right-hand man, Giovanni. He gets jealous of this guy. What else? And then the cops want him back on the force. his ex chief, this black guy. I can't think of his name. He's a pretty cool actor. He's like the typical cliche, like angry black chief. Like, you're a loose cannon, Quinn. You left a bloodbath. I got the mayor on my ass. Just like all the typical cliche, like police chief stuff. They have so much hilarious banter. They're always yelling at each other. It's freaking hilarious. So he's kind of working with the cops. They said he'll get his badge back if he goes undercover to try to get this gang lord. He falls in love with her. The whole time these two gangs are fighting with each other, always tons of shooting and killing and car crashes, and really good for a low budget movie. I hope I'm not giving too much of it away. Really fun movie here with directed by Tony Kenda. And I saw a couple other movies. I'm going to start checking out his filmography. I see there's another couple of movies I want to watch of that director. Anyway, I highly recommend L.A. Wars. The other one I watched, I just found at Rasputin's last week. I mentioned it in my last video. Submerged with Coolio and Nicole Eggert. Supposedly, they're just kind of like in the background in this. They're like supporting cast. They're in the movie though, but they're not the stars. Coolio's a bad guy. Once again, always playing a bad guy. I always enjoy Coolio's the bad guy. And this movie is pretty much Thunderball meets Airport 77. It even takes footage from Airport 77. It's a disaster kind of movie where the plane crashes and it ends up underwater, and the passengers are trapped in there. The whole thing leading up to that is, it's not a passenger plane. It's this plane is carrying like a computer that controls this powerful satellite, kind of like GoldenEye and GoldenEye or Diamonds Are Forever, like some satellite that can shoot a laser and blow stuff up. So and the CEO of the company that made this computers on the plane, and all of his men, and the CEO guy is this cool old cowboy guy, and it's Dennis Weaver, one of my favorite actors. He's in here. This must have been shortly before he passed away. Dennis Weaver from Gunsmoke. I know him mostly from Duel. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. He's kind of like a cool old like cowboy guy, and he's kind of smooth with the ladies, and he's always joking around, and his daughter's on the plane too, and it's Nicole Eggert's his daughter. And her fiance is on the plane, and they're having a little spat. And Dennis Weaver's always hassling him. It's kind of funny. He's still married, but he's going through. The girl doesn't know that they're going through a separation. So he's like, "I'm done with you. I didn't know you were married." And then he's, "Oh, please forgive me, please. I was going to tell you, but we're they're pissed off at each other through the whole thing. It's ridiculous. And there's a pregnant girl on the plane. There's a CIA agent on the plane. I forget the actor's name. He looks like he's something out of the 50s, like the way his haircut is and the way he talks, and he has a mustache. And that actor, I think the name is Maxwell Caulfield. On Internet Movie Database, I saw he did the voice of James Bond in Nightfire, the video game. But anyway, Coolio and Nicole Eggert are not even really the main characters. The main guy is pretty much this actor, Brent Huff. He's like an FBI agent, and he's trying to get to the bottom of whoever hijacked this plane. It's kind of like Thunderball, though, because the pilot was seduced by one of the main bad girls. She was this really attractive girl. She's kind of like a femme fatale. Similar to what was that? The Thunderball, Fiona in Thunderball. She's seducing the pilot of the plane, and then the co-pilot comes in, and he's a bad guy too. And in their apartment room, he comes in and kills him, kind of similar to Thunderball. And so then the co-pilot, or pardon me, not the co-pilot, the relief pilot. There's like a backup pilot in case the pilot gets sick. So he goes in and he crashes the plane. He's like the bad guy, and he wants for more money. He's like, "This is not enough money. I gotta crash the plane. You gotta retrieve the computer with scuba diving. That's not enough money. just like in Thunderball. Then they end up killing him, or Coolio does. Coolio scuba dives down to get the computer. So it's kind of like a rescue situation going on the same time. Oh man, why am I explaining this whole thing? The agent, the main guy, Brent Huff, and I just saw him in an Albert Pune movie. um, he's trying to get to the bottom of this with this other really cute FBI agent, or she sees it CIA, and they're always like button heads, the boy and the girl. They're trying to find out. They find out the guy behind all of it is Tim Thomerson. I forget his character's name, but Tim Thomerson is the main bad guy in this. So I love this cast. It's got Tim Thomerson, it's got Dennis Weaver, Coolio, and then I didn't even mention yet the naval captain that's helping save the ship is Fred Williamson. So Fred Williamson's in this movie, and one of his main Navy divers guy is that Michael Bailey Smith. I've seen him in a lot of cool B movies. So I love this cast, and it's directed by so-called Ed Raymond, but on Internet Movie Database it just says it's Fred Olin Ray, so that must just be a pseudonym. Fred Olin Ray, I don't know, maybe he made too many crappy movies, and they said, hold off, Fred Olin Ray, stop making crappy movies. So I'll just make crappy movies under a different name. I don't know how it's not, but it says there's a director's track with Ed Raymond, so I guess that's Fred Olin Ray. Ed Raymond kind of sounds like it's Fred Olin Ray with like the letters mixed around a bit. Anyway, so it's kind of like a James Bond movie and a disaster movie in one. It's kind of like Airport 77 combined with Thunderball, so I appreciate it for that. I don't know if many people would like this movie. I enjoyed it. I got a kick out of it. I think this will be the movie of the week right here, though, but I enjoyed this. At the end, when the scene where the bad guys get killed is freaking hilarious. Okay. Tyler's sitting here gloating about these crappy movies. And then I got some pickups today. I'll share those. Got some VHS. These are 50 cents, so I always get them for my collection. I'm always planning to make my man cave video store. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to it. It's a mess out there. I got to start doing some cleaning. I found this thing, The Deadliest Art, the best of martial arts films. It's probably just highlights with narration from different movies, but I see it highlighted Jackie Chan. There's Bruce Lee back there, and my girl Cynthia Rothrock there. And it says also Sho Kosugi in here. Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. It mentions Van Damme back here, so it might just be a highlight. Angela Mao, or Angela Mayo, however you say her name. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yun Bio, that's a good one. Sammo Hung. Yeah, so this might have cool just highlights of... Oh, and it's narrated by John Saxon. I gotta watch this. Oh, cool. Heck yeah. John Saxon was a cool actor in the 70s and 80s. And he was trained by Bruce Lee. You could tell he had some skills in Enter the Dragon when he fought Bolo Young. Let's see. And then here's Mario Kassar and Andrew Vajna present Red Heat with Arnold and Jim Belushi. Cool 80s action movie. I haven't seen this one as much as the other Arnold movies, but I had to get this for my collection. If anything else, I like to collect Arnold and Van Damme movies on VHS. And it's been a while since I've seen that one. It's cool to have this one. Another Rutger Hauer movie. This is one of my favorites from when I was a kid. Blind Fury, cool action movie. Kind of a little bit of comedy in there too, but I remember it being kind of gritty and scary when I was a kid. But he's like a blind samurai type guy that's a war vet, mixed up with some shady people. There are some cool henchmen in this, like Randall Tex Cobb, the boxer, is like the main henchman. And also, I noticed there were a bunch of cool henchmen. One of them was Tiger Chung Lee from WWF, was one of the henchmen. It's been a while since I've watched that one. Here's one I didn't even know about this movie, and I don't know how. The Fourth Protocol with Michael Caine and Pierce Brosnan. Like, how did I not know about this? That's like almost the James Bond who was never a James Bond, Michael Caine, and then James Bond himself, Pierce Brosnan. Nuclear terror. When the clock goes straight up, so will 2 square miles of England. So maybe like a terrorist suspense movie. Siskel and Ebert give it 2 thumbs up. It must be from the 80s. Pierce looks really young in there. And those are 2 of my favorite actors, Pierce Brosnan and Michael Caine. Oh man, the music's conducted by Lalo Schifrin. Oh man, I gotta watch this. How did I not ever know about this? Who's it directed by? Directed by John McKenzie. I think I recognize that name. And then I got this for my buddy, Judgment Day, because it has Ice-T on it. But I see it also has Mario Van Peebles. And Tiny Lister, Tiny Tommy Lister. And Coolio's in it. Oh, I gotta watch this before I was gonna send this to my buddy as a joke, but oh, cool. And then I'll move on to the DVDs. Oh, I got these for my buddy Pete, the PMM, because I already have these. And we're both into shark movies, so I thought I'd send them Night of the Sharks with Treat Williams. I always enjoyed this Italian action movie from when I was a kid. It has all kinds of shark action. It's like an action thriller about stolen diamonds and blackmail. Shark-filled waters in Mexico. It has cool scenery. There's a big tiger shark in this. I always liked this movie. Kind of slow, but it was like one of the only shark movies I had as a kid, and so I always would watch this. I have other copies of this, and this is the cleanest one I could find, so I'm gonna send that over to the PMM. And then this other one, I already have this, but I enjoyed this movie immensely. It's a newer movie, 2015, with Olivier Gruner, Assassin X. He plays an assassin, a lot of action, a lot of like John Wick level action. I feel like the guy, of course, this guy is better than Keanu Reeves with the martial arts. So Keanu Reeves does it good, but this guy, martial arts to the bone. Olivier Gruner and Patrick Kilpatrick is in it. I don't want to give away, but also Martin Cove's in it. And it's directed by Art Camacho, one of the best like Hollywood stuntmen, martial arts guys. He's been in a lot of movies, done stunt work, and directed a few movies. One of my favorite was Recoil with Gary Daniels. He directed this one too. And then, I had to get, for $1, I had to get, this stuff is marked $1.95, but over there it's $1. Oh, yeah, so I had to get the director's cut of The Warriors, one of my favorite movies. I didn't remember if I had the director's cut. I think I just had the original cut. Introduction by Walter Hill. Looks like it has a few extras, nothing great. But I don't know if I've seen the director's cut. But one of my favorite movies, what is this? The Year I Was Born, 79, yeah. They made some good movies the year I was born. And then the last one I got, Rasputin's getting ridiculous. They have a huge section of like every single Blu-ray on the floor now is $2, and there's some good ones. Like I'm gonna start getting my wife all of the superhero movies. It looks like all the Marvel movies are there. I almost picked up Lord of the Rings 2 and 3, Two Towers and Return of the King, because they were $2 and it was the extended versions. But I couldn't find Fellowships. I'm like, screw that. If I can't find all of them, I'm not going to get all of them. But for $2 a piece, I'm going to turn into a Blu-ray snob. I got this, probably one of my favorite Mortal Kombat adaptations, Mortal Kombat Legacy. it was like a web series, and everyone talked trash about it. But I thought this was good. I thought it was way even better than the new movie. And the cast, freaking Michael Jai White as Jax. That's perfect. Like he should be in Jax in the real movie. And then the what's her name from Star Trek was Sonya. I can't think of that actress's name. That cute cyborg chick. Oh, yeah, really cool as Sonya. And what's his name? Darren Shalavi plays Kano. Uh, Another cool martial arts guy. Yeah, I love the casting here. I think even it's been a while since I've seen this. It's like a bunch of little episodes. I thought they were well done. It's been a while since I've seen them. Yeah, so I'm happy to get that. That was $2. I wish I would have gotten more Blu-rays, but that was about it. How much I babbled for 26 minutes. I didn't even get that much stuff. Okay, I made it under a half hour again. Okay, I can't take up any more of my day doing this. This is my day off. I gotta go relax and while the family's gone, go hide and watch movies or play games. Okay, guys, good talking to you.